Meet Mark, 32, living in the heart of the city. On paper, he's got it all together: a stable career, a comfortable apartment, and a routine that keeps him busy. He's the kind of guy people assume is doing just fine. Mark's days are filled with work meetings, emails, and the quiet satisfaction of building a life for himself. His evenings are spent in a space he's made his own, surrounded by the things he's worked hard to earn. He keeps up with his fitness, pushing himself at the gym, trying to stay healthy and focused. To everyone else, he looks like he's thriving. But beneath the surface, Mark feels disconnected. When it comes to dating, he's checked out, emotionally distant, almost invisible in the crowd. Mark's not on a sex strike for attention or to make a statement. He's simply worn down by the constant pressure to impress, the fear of being rejected, and the sense that he's always falling short. For him, stepping back from intimacy feels safer than risking more disappointment. It's easier to avoid vulnerability than to face another letdown, and Mark isn't alone. More and more men are quietly opting out, not out of anger or protest but out of self-preservation, trying to protect themselves from emotional exhaustion. Dating apps and social media have turned what should be connection into a numbers game, a competition where genuine intimacy feels almost impossible to find. The real issue isn't just about sex, it's about a deeper lack of connection, a longing for real closeness that seems out of reach. Men like Mark crave meaningful relationships, but often feel unequipped to find or nurture them, so they retreat into solitude. This isn't a protest, it's a quiet surrender to emotional fatigue, a silent admission that something isn't working. It's a sign that something's broken in how we teach men to relate, to others and to themselves. The tools for real connection are missing. The crisis goes far beyond the bedroom. It's about loneliness, vulnerability, and the silent struggles men face every day. This isn't just anecdotal. Loneliness is now a public health crisis, affecting millions across the country. It's not just a fleeting feeling but a persistent reality for many people, quietly shaping lives in ways we're only beginning to understand. In 2023, the U.S. Surgeon General declared loneliness an epidemic, warning that its risks are as serious as heart disease or stroke. This official recognition highlights just how urgent and widespread the problem has become, prompting new conversations about mental and physical health. Recent studies show that about 16% of men and 15% of women report feeling lonely most of the time. That's millions of people day after day feeling disconnected from those around them, even in a world that seems more connected than ever. But the numbers are even starker for men aged 30 to 44, the loneliest group of all. Nearly 1 in 3 men in this age range say they feel isolated, a statistic that's both alarming and often overlooked. Pressures to succeed, long hours at work, and the constant hustle leave little time for family or friends. The demands of modern life can make it hard to nurture relationships, and many men find themselves missing out on meaningful connections. Men in this age group often lack deep friendships and hesitate to seek help, sometimes out of fear of appearing weak or vulnerable. This reluctance can make it even harder to break the cycle of loneliness. The result? When life gets tough, whether it's stress at work, relationship struggles, or personal setbacks, these men are especially vulnerable, with few places to turn for support. The numbers reveal a deeper issue. Men are struggling to connect in a disconnected world, often feeling alone even in the midst of crowds or busy social scenes. Loneliness isn't just sadness, it's a threat to both health and happiness, increasing the risk of serious medical conditions and eroding overall well-being. And for many men, it's a silent struggle, one that's easy to miss, but impossible to ignore once you know the numbers. Society hands men a strict rulebook: provide, be strong, never show weakness. Emotional expression, off limits. The world has changed, but these old rules haven't. Economic pressures make the provider role harder, leaving many men feeling like failures. The message: if you can't provide, you're not enough. Men are taught vulnerability is weakness, so they hide their struggles. Even celebrities who show emotion are mocked, reinforcing the stigma. This makes real connection nearly impossible. Most men have friends to hang out with, but few they can confide in. The result is emotional isolation, even in relationships. Men fear losing respect if they show their true selves. They're present, but behind a mask, craving connection but too afraid to reach for it. The good news? This isn't hopeless. Even if loneliness feels overwhelming, there are real ways forward, and you're not alone in this struggle. The first step is reaching out. Texting a friend, calling family, or opening up about how you really feel. It might seem small, but these moments of connection can be powerful, reminding us that support is closer than we think. True strength is facing your feelings, not hiding them. Allowing yourself to be vulnerable is a sign of courage, not weakness, and it's the first step toward healing. Therapy, men's groups, or creative outlets can help men express themselves safely. These spaces offer understanding, acceptance, and a chance to process emotions in healthy ways. We need spaces where vulnerability is encouraged, not shamed. When men support each other, it breaks the cycle of silence and isolation. Society must also change, valuing men for more than their paychecks, and teaching boys it's okay to feel. Emotional intelligence and compassion should be celebrated, not dismissed. Community spaces and supportive environments matter. They give men a place to belong, to share, and to grow together. Building bridges out of loneliness takes courage and collective effort. It's about showing up for each other, even when it's hard. Men's withdrawal isn't the problem, it's a warning sign. It signals a need for connection, understanding, and support from those around them. By fostering empathy and open conversation, we can help everyone reconnect. Listening without judgment can make all the difference. Connection is a basic human need, and it's time we treat it that way. Together we can build a world where no one has to face loneliness alone.